So, it's finally happening. So, there was this incident with Maomao and Jinshi, and I can't lie, it's finally here. I just feel so relieved, but I can't count the chicks before they hatch. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to count your chicks before the eggs hatch. I'm hoping that this situation right here, Jinshi's just gonna confess to Mama and be like, you know what, just fucking marry me. Or something more intimate, more closer, other than just boss and servant. That's what they are right now. That's all they are. It's just boss and servant. Mama is just a servant girl. She just does what Jinshi says, helps investigate, helps with clothing, helps with food poisoning. Tasting the food for poison, medical assistance, and pretty much everything in between. And so, here Mama falls on top of Jinshi, just like any other trope in anime. Yeah, this is not unique. This whole situation here is not unique. But what is unique is how intimate Jinshi's getting with Mama. Okay, so there have been other times where I thought shit was really close to, Jinshi actually like putting himself out there. The first time was when he picked up Maomao after she got, beat up in the face, pretty much with a bat. She got hit in the bat. So that kind of seems like something you would do. There's a gal, she just got hit in the face with the bat, she passed out. It seems kind of normal for Jinshi to pick her up. But that was like the first time I see Jinshi do anything. And it took... And here's the thing that really frustrates me. It took Maomao, where she had to almost die, guys. She had to almost die just for fucking Jinshi to pick her up in public or do something for her. It's just insane what has to happen for shit to happen between Jinshi and Maomao. This ship that just never seems to sail. And when was the other time? I can't... Oh yeah, and the other time was when they were in the courtesan house. And he was literally like in her face. And I don't even remember what happened. That's how unintimate it was. So finally here, guys. Well. Jinshi sees his life flash before his eyes. And as well as Maomao's. Maomao almost fucking drowned. And it took... Imagine that, guys. And I get it. Jinshi is, he's taking like pills to lower his libido or his hormones. And I get it. He's trying to be a eunuch. He probably doesn't... He may or may not have his balls intact. We don't know that for sure yet. But it took this much turmoil to the point where, like I said, Mama almost drowned and died. She could have died. Jinshi was shot at, like, not once but twice, maybe even 3 or 4 more times. We don't really know. So they jumped off the cliff by that point. But here, you can see Mama was like, oh, well, shit, Master Jinshi, forgive me. Forgive me. And then Jinshi, obviously, he grows a boner. You know what I'm saying? You didn't hear that. You didn't hear that. Allegedly, he's a little flustered right now. But right here, look, bro. You can finally see in his face, bro. I am so proud of this G right now. I get it. He's like the second most powerful motherfucker in the Imperial Court for the Empire. I get it. He doesn't want to put Momo front and center in front of all that pressure. And of course, Lacan, her dad, is like a high-ranking strategist. He doesn't want to cause any turmoil with him. Even the Emperor was scared to even make Momo his. If it wasn't for her, bosom size, her breast size, being pretty much like a washboard, he would have taken Momo within a blink of an eye, especially from the request from a very high priest / teacher. I think he was a priest, I'm not sure, but he was definitely a very important teacher for the late emperor. So given all this, I kind of understand why Jinshi wouldn't do it. But come on, man, like, Momo saved your fucking life, my guy, and now she did it again. Well, this time he paid it back. Kind of paid it back. Kind of saved her from drowning. So yeah, is it finally gonna happen? I don't know, but this situation right here, this very intimate situation, has given me hope. And of course, nothing actually happens here. In terms of the fact that, yeah, the episode kind of ended. The episode kind of ended. So, they didn't want to, right here, see, it goes right to the credits. So, of course, nothing could have happened. So here you can see, Jinshi even gave he was trying to save her life. So it makes sense that he would give CPR. So this wasn't that shocking for me, to be honest with you guys. So right here, he's giving her CPR. But this is where I know, like, Jinshi was like a little too happy downstairs. After this, Mom was like, yeah, I don't want to get a cold. So she wrings out her clothes, from being all wet. And can we comment on her outfit? Like, I just love her hairstyle. Really love Momo's hairstyle here. I feel like she should just make this, like, she should just make this new haircut meta right here. This haircut is just meta. And of course, Momo is still in her undergarments, aka swimsuit. They just call it a swimsuit, right? We don't want to raise any red flags on YouTube. And so, Jinshi sees her in her swimsuit, and he gets flustered. The boy gets flustered, and you know what was going in his mind. You know what was going in this boy's mind. This boy, he was trying to hide his excitement. Momo right here. Look, bro, I really need this to be meta. I need Momo's hair to be meta. I really love this hairstyle. But anyways, right here, Momo gets really close. Momo doesn't really see Jinshi as like a potential suitor for herself. But here you can see, you can see he's like flustered as hell. Look at this. Our boy can't resist. Our boy can't resist. But anyways, is anything gonna happen? I still haven't seen the rest. This is episode 11 of the Apothecary Diaries season 2. Is it finally gonna happen? Is anything gonna happen? And if nothing happens, like, I'm gonna be so frustrated, low key, but high key, I understand the situation. And let's be honest, Mama would probably reject him anyways, because she loves me. Maybe not. But anyways, if you haven't seen this anime yet, or this episode yet, or you just watched this episode just like me, I just watched this episode, so I don't know anything beyond episode 11 of season 2. Okay, so we're just talking about season 2, episode 11. But what do you guys think? You guys think something's gonna happen? Jinshi's finally gonna put a ring on it, take her off the market, make her like one of the most powerful women? Or are we just gonna, or is he gonna just be like, whoa, I did not mean to pull you in, and just feel a little bit embarrassed and act like it never happened? That would be sad.